All right, all right. Peace, blessings, and enough holy, plenty, enough love to every queen and kings in the house. Thank you for joining us once again on another deep dive, globally changing lives. As we looking forward to the end of this year and the beginning of next year, 2026. I hope nobody pick up any sticks. All right, and of course we have, of course we have wonderful program for you this evening. So just sit, relax, and be comfortable. And so, just to start our program, and also welcome to those on our varied YouTube channels. And just to start the program properly, as you know, Queen Loretta Shadari is, of course, the one that gifted us this next song, which is our theme song, In It to Win It. Because anything you are doing, you have to be in it to win it. And so our recording, singing international artist, Loretta Shadari, in it to win it.
We are of the closing doors, please.
All right, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you very much, Queen Loretta Shadari. Really appreciate, really do appreciate. And without any further ado, of course, we are going to go straight into our mindset. Mindset, very, very important because without the proper mindset, then there is nothing in life that you will be able to do properly. Yes, you can get by with the wrong mindset, but with the right, proper mindset, you will do more than just get by. And so, without any further ado, we have our one and only Queen Yvonne Finn. And please, if you do have availability, Wednesdays and Fridays at 1 p.m.
Yes.
She's, of course, into one global movement where they specifically focus on children,
Yes.
specifically focus on children. And I
Yes.
believe, and many of us believe, that children are our future. Teach them well, treat them well, and
Absolutely.
that is unfortunately what is not happening. We are not treating them well. She's an entrepreneur, of course, and
Hmm.
as I said, she's one of the co-hosts in One Global Movement. She's a
Yes.
well-renowned international speaker, hailing from the lovely, wonderful, warm island of Jamaica, but she
Yes.
is now residing in the very wonderful, cold Canada,
Yeah.
some minus degrees and all of that. So, but without any further ado, we are going to turn it over to you, Queen Yvonne Finn. Over to you.
Thank you, Dr. Derek, and good evening again, everyone. Thank you for having me again, Dr. Derek. So, I'm just gonna go right into this. And to your point where you were talking about, yeah, you can get ahead with a kind of a shabby mindset, but you won't be excellent. It can't be done. You have to make an effort. So I agree with you there. So this topic is a very short one this evening. It's called Evidence for Excellence. And I'm going to start with the story of Joseph because, well, he exemplified excellence in the Bible. So I call this Excellence in Every Assignment. So let me begin with a story many of us know well, but I will do a short version, a recap, just in case. So this is the story of Joseph from the Bible, and it's in Genesis 37 to 50. He covers pretty much those chapters. So Joseph was a young man who faced one setback after another. He was betrayed by his brothers, sold into slavery, falsely accused, and even sent to prison for something he absolutely did not do. No doubt about that. But in every place that he landed, whether as a servant or a prisoner, Joseph worked with integrity, responsibility, and excellence. His consistent character made him stand out, and eventually he was elevated to a position of leadership where he helped to save an entire nation during a time of crisis. Now, his story shows that excellence isn't about status, it's about showing up with character wherever life places you. Joseph did not start his journey in a palace or a position of influence. He started in betrayal, in a literal pit, in slavery, and later in prison. Yet, in every season of his life, whether he was managing Potiphar's household, Potiphar was a prestigious Egyptian official, or whether he was serving in a prison or interpreting dreams before Pharaoh, Joseph displayed one thing consistently: excellence. Wherever he was placed, whatever he had, whoever was watching. And what made Joseph excellent was not status. It wasn't recognition. It wasn't resources. It was his character. Joseph worked with diligence, with integrity, with competence and purpose long before he wore a signet ring or governed a nation. His life teaches us a mindset truth. Excellence is not a destination, It is evidence of who we are becoming. His excellence didn't begin when he rose to power. It was already visible in the pit, in the house, in the prison. And because excellence is consistently lived, not occasionally performed, excellence elevated him, excellence protected him, excellence prepared him, and ultimately, excellence positioned him. Number two, what excellence really is and what it is not. Many people confuse excellence with perfection. Perfection says be flawless, but excellence says be faithful. Perfection says never make mistakes, but excellence says learn from them and grow. Perfection produces fear, anxiety, procrastination, and burnout. Excellence produces confidence and growth and resilience. Excellence is not perfection, but is working to capacity. You live, you learn, you go up. Excellence means showing up with intention, doing the best with what you have today, improving through learning, feedback, and reflection, refusing to settle for mediocrity, honoring the gift of purpose that God placed in you. Excellence is a mindset, and it is visible. It's always in evidence. It shows up in the smallest commitments, long before it shines in the biggest opportunities. Don't wait for the stage to be excellent. Excellence is a lifestyle everywhere with everyone. Excellence is not for titles or positions or stages or promotions or public platforms. Excellence is needed in the lowest job, in the highest office, in your home as much as in your career, in intimate relationships and casual interactions, in your physical life and your spiritual walk. Excellence is not what you claim, it is what you demonstrate. Excellence is not a performance, it's a pattern, and patterns tell the truth. This is why people say, how you do anything is how you do everything. And so, of course, I have an acronym, and it's the word Excel. And here's the acronym for this one. It's E, evidence based living. Let your actions speak so clearly that no explanation is required. Your consistency becomes your testimony. It has been said that actions speak louder than words. I'm taking a little bit of liberty here grammatically because the X is in the word exceed. So it's the second letter in that word. But exceed the minimum, go beyond the bare expectations, not for applause, but because your name is attached to it. And then the C is character over convenience. Choose integrity when shortcuts seem easier. Excellence is built on decisions made even before you show up. There was something recently people were talking about situational ethics means that they're going to behave as the situation demands. But no, you don't do that. That's not excellent and that's not character. Then the E in the word is elevate through improvement. Learn, evaluate, adjust, and grow. Excellence is a journey, it's not a static identity. You get better and better. The L in the word is lead with purpose. Excellence flows when you know why you do what you do. Purpose driven people rise even in challenging environments. And together, these form, of course, the word excel, because excellence is a lifestyle, it's not a moment. And then we come to the mindset shift excellence as evidence. Here is the mindset that this message is meant to convey. Excellence is the visible evidence of an internal commitment. It is character in motion. It is purpose expressed in action. Excellence is not occasional brilliance. It is repeated, it is reliable, and it's reproducible behavior. You can do it over and over again. It is doing the everyday things with intentionality, adding value wherever you find yourself, practicing stewardship of your gifts, your relationships, and your responsibilities, reflecting God's image through quality and integrity. And the best part, no one has to be perfect to be excellent, but everyone can grow in excellence. And so I close with excellence, courage, encouragement. Excellence lifts you up. Excellence differentiates you. Excellence honors God it honors your calling, and it honors your future. Like Joseph, your excellence is preparing you for a place you haven't even seen yet, a future already written for you. So each day we can decide to live our excellence consistently. Then our daily actions become our evidence of growth, evidence of purpose, evidence of character, evidence of excellence. Because people may doubt what you say, but they will never doubt the evidence, how you do what you do. Excellence isn't what you say, it's the evidence that you leave behind. Excellence is not an abstract concept, it is consistently lived. It has been said again, how you do anything is how you do everything. And so it is. Thank you for listening, everyone. And thank you, Dr. Derek, and everyone for listening. We're- uh,
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you very, very, very sweet, very much.
yes.
Queen Yvonne Finn. Really appreciate, really appreciate. And of course, the raise hand is on the toolbar and it should be at the top. Um, so if you need to maybe say a few words, just click on the raise. That's all is there, raise, and then the physical looking hand is there,
Oh, okay.
hand raise. And so, King Tim, yes, go ahead.
That was a wonderful, wonderful message. I can't express how significant that is. Um, my question is, are you going to write a book on that? uh, because it's something that is in the way that you brought it together is very, very essential for people to understand, because especially what you said in the means of perfection, what it creates is anxiety and frustration, whereas
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
excellence is, there's a consistency. And I can
Yes,
speak for that, for what it is, and how I operate, and what I
yes,
train my team in doing as well. And
yes,
all I can say is that when it comes to the Bible, Joseph is one of my favorite stories of one
yes,
being that
yes,
example. One,
yes,
because character is everything. And I know we
yes,
live in a
yes.
world where people are moved by flash and talent and
Mm-hmm,
stuff, but
mm-hmm,
you don't know
mm-hmm.
these people. My objective is getting past that and looking at the very thing, like you said, how you
Yeah,
do things daily. Who you are.
yes, yes,
In my book,
absolutely.
I talk about character as courage, attitude, integrity, and ethics as the main four courts of developing character.
There you
And
go.
so
There
all
you
I
go.
just want to say is, awesome, awesome, huge round
Thank
of
you.
applause. Thank you very much.
Thank you, brother. Thank you very much.
All right, wonderful. Thank you very much, King Tim. Really appreciate. And Queen Yvonne Finn. I heard that you are going to be writing a book soon.
Dr. Derek,
That's what I heard.
you did not hear
That-
that.
That's the consensus. A book is
You
in the
know,
making.
for somebody who likes
Oh,
brevity, I don't think that would be a very short book, Dr. Derek.
okay. Well, I mean, we have article in different magazines and papers and
Yes,
so on.
yes,
So
I hear
maybe you
that.
can think about doing
Yeah,
an article. So I have Queen Dr. Tunishai Ford. She has a
yes, she has
magazine.
a newsletter. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Wonderful, wonderful. So
Thank you so
what to
much.
tell?
Thank you.
It's yes, it was awesome, awesome. All right, and Excel. I thought you was going to talk about Microsoft Excel, but you switch it up. Wonderful. And talk about an acronym. Evidence, exceed, character, um, elevate, and lead. And that is awesome. Awesome, Queen Yvonne Finn. Really appreciate. And as I said, if you want to hear more, um, in respective to where Queen Yvonne Finn, every Wednesday, every Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, so moving right along, of course, we definitely have uh, another presentation. And of course, the topic is financial needs analyst, which is financial GPS, right? Because when you want to go somewhere, you know, back in the day, we used to have a big road map and a book about this stick. Or you might just think about getting one of the state book, right, which is only for Florida, or only for New York, or only for so when you look in the back of a few people car, you have a crate in the back of the car with some maps. And then we went on to Gremlin and all of those toms and all of those gadgets. And then now, cars are now making with GPS. You cannot buy a car today without it have a GPS inside there. So you don't have to buy any Gremlin and Toms and all of those things. And if you don't have a car with GPS in it, it's right there on your phone. Right there on your phone. So which means GPS is very important. And so, as was expressed last week, Tuesday, by King Timothy Ferguson Jr., that you need financial GPS also. You need a guidance in order to get you where you want to go financially. And so, without any further ado, we have the man with the plan to speak about your financial GPS. Over to you, King Tim.
Thank you very much, Dr. Derek. Again, it is a pleasure and it is an honor to be here today and to be on Deep Dive and discussing the matter that we deal with, each and every one of us deal with in some form or another, finances. And like I said, the topic of today, I would consider this part two from last Tuesday, the financial GPS. And why am I doing this, guys? Is because when it comes to our finances, this is one centerpiece in our life that has an effect on everything. We've all heard the term money is the answer to all things. No, money is also an answer to a lot of things falling apart. Whether it's, when we're having financial troubles, it has effects on our marriage, it has effects on our stresses, our physical body, it has effects on us in so many ways, more than one. And unfortunately, for most of us, we just kind of accepted it. We've just accepted it, hard living, financial stress, financial troubles. And we've witnessed how these effects have impacted us in our physical health due to lifestyles of stress, hypertension, and then from that leading to certain that leading to certain habits, leading to other issues like diabetes, high blood pressure, all kind of things that only cost us more money. Or we just at least would hope, if you have the health insurance, that can cover all of the bills and the medication and stuff. Point I'm saying, guys, is that money and finances is a central part to our that determines our livelihood. And so many of us, and to give you more of a number, 90% of people are in a place where their finances are out of shape. I can say 90% of people today are working check to check. 90% of people today are working not knowing if they're going to be able to retire and live on 80% of their income. 90% of people have they when it comes to any assets they're growing, they have no living will or trust. Their stuff is not protected. And we live in a world that's just kind of accepted this as it's just what it is. But I want you to think about it, guys. Even though the world accepts it what it is, you might look to the left or to the right, people who say, hey, I don't have these things and I'm fine. I want you to look at the detriment and the challenges that come when these things happen. How many of us have family members, a parent, a grandparent, a sibling who passed away? And thinking about if it was a parent or grandparent, they passed away, they had a home that they owned, they had some assets, and as a result, families getting together trying to divide up who owns it or who should take over whatever, and they end up fighting one another, and all kinds of problems happen in probate. Or how many people have we known who've passed away unexpectedly? They did not have any income protection, and and then now you have thanks to the internet and social media, GoFundMe pages going out there to raise money to bury people. And none of these are conveniences. It only brings challenges. It only brings frustrations. And the thought of it, guys, it brings even more challenge and frustration. Usually when we talk about subjects like this, most people mentally, they shut down. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to talk about it. And I move it on. And guys, this is the reason why, the main reason why we are dealing with the financial struggles we deal with. Think about it like this, guys. You can't fix a problem you will not face. And if I ask you the question, what are your finances looking like? And your answer is, I really don't know. That's not a good answer. Think about it. If you're in a situation and you need help, and you need help, and your answer to getting for a solution, or what you need when you need a solution is, I don't know. That's worse than being in the position of, I do know what my problem is, but I need help. Because now I really can't tell you the significance of my problem. I don't know. Is this a huge problem? Is it a minimal problem? I don't know. And I'm just kind of living around, just living as it is. And so the reason why I use the term financial GPS, because as Dr. Derek mentioned, we all are familiar with a GPS. In modern times, if you drive a vehicle that's from 2010 or in newer, you have a GPS in your car. If you have a smartphone, you have a GPS on your phone. So when you decide to say, I want to go to my destination, wherever I want to go, I can plug that address in. It'll tell me where it's at. It'll tell me how far it is. It'll tell me what's the best routes to getting there. And with these newer cars, it'll even tell you what's the routes to avoid dealing with detours and accidents and all kinds of stuff. And what it does is it helps me save time. Now, I want you to think about it like this, because most of us, common sense wise, let's just say we'll go back 15, 16 years ago when GPSs really didn't exist. Okay. You didn't have a GPS in your car, so we had to rely on maps. I want, each one of you guys ask yourself, answer the question when I ask this. If you were decided to go across country, bag up your family, get in the car and say, we're just going to go out west or shoot east. Would it make sense to just drive on a local freeway that just points to the direction you want to go? Or would you get a map first to find out where it is, and then find out and map out how to get there? Now, unless you really just want to just explore the scenery and just waste a lot of gas, you'll just say, let's just drive and just see where we get there. But if not, most people will say, I will look for a map and I will see what is the way to go. What freeway do I need to take? How many miles it is? I can budget out the amount of gas it's going to cost me. I can lay out everything to prepare myself for this trip. I think that everybody on this call would say that I would rather be person A and choose that versus person B and just drive somewhere. Okay. Now, another perspective. Let's say you did drive out, and let's say that you got lost in the process. You don't know where you're at. You don't know exactly where you're going. Does it make sense to stay lost just because you're lost? Or would you say, let me find a map. Let me find where we're at so we can see where we are, and to know exactly how far we are from our destination and get there. We're wasting time. We were supposed to be there a day ago, or we have matters that are coming up that we have to attend to. So I think we would all safely say that if we were lost, we would safely say we wouldn't just stay lost and just say, hey, let's just start a new life. We would all look for a way to get to where we need to go. And so if you agree with that, you can say it in the chat, I agree with that or so, but I believe everybody would agree with that. When it comes to our finances, though, guys, our finances, most of us operate with the lack of common sense and by answering those previous questions the other way around. Most of us, when it comes to our finances, rather than having a map of knowing where our finances are going, we don't have anything at all, and we're just going. We work jobs for years, And where are we going? We don't know. We just kind of take the word of what was said when we were signing papers, but if someone asks you the question, how do you know you're going to be where you want to be at by age of retirement? You don't know, or you're going on a guess. And think about that. Does that make sense? When you're on the road driving somewhere, guessing that you're going into the right direction? No, it doesn't make sense. So why would we make sense of it when it comes to our finances, especially something that affects everything, including driving in this matter here? And so, the other matter is if you found out, let's say you were on your way, with your finances and you get lost. Right now you're saying, you know what, I don't know where I'm at right now. And I don't know what things are looking like. Does it make sense for you just to kind of just stay in the lost and say, you know what, I just don't know, and I'm just going to just deal with life? Or would you say, you know what, I want to find out where I'm at, and I want to see where I need to go to get where I need to be? Okay. I think we would all would agree in the matter to saying, why not? Especially if this is something that you can get for free. See, when it comes to maps on the road, you can go to a gas station, you can go to somewhere and say, I just need a map, and you can get it. Now, thanks to our phones, we have GPSs in our cars and things like that. So we have free, easy access to these things here. When it comes to our finances, it's not quite simple because when it comes to the quote unquote financial GPS or the financial needs analysis I'm talking about, it costs money. And for those that are, I would consider working class, it costs a lot of money. And to me, this is something that I find as a problem. I mentioned this in the call last week, that when it comes to the financial service industry that I work in, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do I trust it? I trust it a big 0. And this is the reason why. Because you have so many people, I've witnessed so many people deal with so many financial hardships and trials that has hurt their marriages, hurt their families, that's hurt their health in so many ways that could have easily have been reprieved had they had a game plan. And had there been somebody out there who knows how to help them, who can help them, but yet is unwilling to help them. I find that, to me, that I find that evil. That there are people that are out there that need help, you can help, but you're unwilling to help. I find that just outright evil. And so as a result, I don't blame that on a specific individual. I blame that on the industry, because it is an industry that's the way it's built. The only people who have access to financial GPSs and having advisors that's watching their money and planning out are people who have money. But my question is, what about the people who are struggling or coming upon hard times? To me, it's evil to leave them out, or to put things that matter in a case, well, hey, save up some money and then come see me when you have some money. I wish it were that simple, but it's not. And so as a result, I feel that when it comes to your understanding where your finances are, to see where they're going and what you need to do to get on track, I feel that is something you should have access as being free, just like the GPS on your phone or the GPS that's in your car. It should be free as well, because the effects of your finances and what it has on your livelihood, your kids and your children's kids are huge, too significant to put a price tag on it, to where if you're in a position that you cannot afford it, you never get one. So as a result, I work with my customers with financial matters and helping them get from point A to point Z. But the first thing that we put together is a financial needs analysis on their personal finances. Why is this so important? Is because, one, you can't fix a problem that you don't see or you do not know. So when we're able to put everything that you're doing, that you have, your current finances, your income, your current debts that you owe, your current living expenses, everything that has a dollar sign associated to it on a piece of paper, and it shows you've mapped out what you have, where you're going with it, you and I can both see for ourselves, this is where you're going. This is where you're looking like. And I can ask you the question, are you content with this direction? In most cases, you'll say to yourself, no, I'm not content with this. And then I say, now, what if I'm able to show you how I can get you on route to where you want to go in the fraction of the time without spending extra money? Well, how is that possible? Well, there's a reason why I'm licensed. And there's but the difference between myself and others is that what I'm going to show you is what anyone else will show you, but I'm going to show you for free because you need it, and it's that you getting this is more important than me getting a check or a commission or however way you will out here. And so as a result, that's what I, what this is about. And so now, so I offer for all of my clients a free financial needs analysis that puts together everything and where they're at, and then showing them where they're at, and then what I can do with them with what they already have. That's the other thing that's the challenge right now that most people fall into is this place where I need more money to fix my problem. And yes, more money does fix your problem. It can fix your problem because you can do more things, you can make better decisions, however it be. But the way the finances work and the way those who know and understand money understand it, they have the ability to teach you and educate you on money, to showing you that you don't have to wait to have more money in order to get out of your problems. We can reallocate asset money that you already have and work it out in a way that is going to get you out of the problem, just as you with what you already have. Anything you get extra is just an additional bonus. Okay. So what am I saying right there? I'm saying to you guys, there's a high cost of waiting, and whether it's I'm waiting on a loan to clear, that may take a couple of weeks, or I'm waiting on getting a new job and making extra money, that may take a couple of months. These are all things that's slowing down my process in trying to get back on track when being lost. And that right there is not fair. It shouldn't be in the matter that we have to wait time in order to get to where we want to get to. Imagine that. Imagine if you're driving and you're lost and you have to wait 2 weeks to get a map to get to where you want to go. Or you have to drive to a specific location somewhere that's not nearby to find what you need so that you can get to where you want to go. Wouldn't you consider that being an inconvenience? I mean, I would personally consider being an inconvenience. And so as a result, because we don't have these inconveniences when it comes to our roadmaps, we shouldn't have these inconveniences when it comes to our finances. And for all those that work with me, they do not have inconveniences when it comes to their finances because of this. But what I want to do, guys, because, I know some of you were on the last call, you heard what I was sharing with this before. I wanted to show you a generic F&A and what that looks like. Because, hearing it in one thing, but seeing it is another thing, because where that shows you how significant and how detailed it is. You knowing about a GPS and getting somewhere is one thing, but when you actually seeing the map written out, says a whole lot. Says a whole more. It adds credibility to the equation. It adds confidence to the equation in this case. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show you what I put together for all of my clients as a financial needs analysis. So right here, you guys, pulling this up now. Let's see. When this is coming on. All right, it's coming on right now. I'm just waiting for it to load. Okay, here. Ooh. Actually, I did it. Let me hit it again to load. All right, it's going to load, and your time practiced all this stuff and didn't have a problem before, but okay, here we go. All righty, guys. So for those of you guys don't know, I work with. Can everybody see that? Can you see that, Dr. Derek?
Yes, we can see it. I can see it anyways. Thank you.
Yes.
All right, great. Okay. So anyway, so guys, I work with a company called Primerica. I've been with this company for over 3.5 years. And this is a company that I would say found me at a time when I was coming out of my previous employment after they laid off a bunch of us, and in the case. And it was something that I saw that was the icing on the cake to what I needed when it came to helping people. And so this is what we put together as a financial needs analysis right here. This is just a little generic one. So if you look at this in the beginning, this is how it would look. We would have here I have this prepared for I and she money, and they live on beautiful Home Drive, where about Michigan, and they have children. It's called there. That's neither here or there. But basically, the first thing that we want to talk about, because this is why it's so important, is because what are we all working for? We're all working so that we can retire. And most of us, when it comes to retiring, our intention is to be able to retire by age 67, age 66. So when it comes to sitting down with the customer, the first thing we want to discuss is retirement savings. Now, just to kind of give you an idea about retirement for most of you guys who are currently working, if we have, if you're working, in today's age, most companies offer what you call a 401k. Okay. And a 401k is something that basically it's now put on employees to now have to contribute to. It replaced pension plans from the past where employers were responsible for it. And they were the ones that basically took care of you to where after you retired, they pay you for the rest of your life. That's changed now. Now you have 401ks, 403bs, and other type of retirement plans that is reliant on the employee to have to take care of. But anyway, most people, this is the thing that we show when they provide the information. We show them what their goal is to find out how much they need to save for retirement here. And this example here is based on the two of them, both of them having a working household income, and shows where they currently stand based on their current retirement. As you're seeing that basically the information we provide them that shows that they will not achieve their retirement income goal of $4,867 a month, which is basically 80% of their current household income. And it says in order for them to meet their goal, they'll need to accumulate a total of $2.5 million by the age of 67. And that's what we call the financial independence number. Now, this is a young couple right now. They're that would be considered they're in their 30s. So they have 30 years to be able to be able to accumulate this. But in that 30 years, with what they're doing right now, they're not going to accumulate this. And this is what's common, guys. This is for some of you who know those that are in retirement. You may know of them either collecting 401k, Social Security, working as a part-time job, or doing something in that sense because they cannot live off of the retirement alone. So this is very common. And then what we show here is basically what this looks like. Now, here's the thing, guys, because when it comes to our finances and people see numbers like this, it makes their stomach hurt. When you say, I need to have $2.5 million by the time of retirement, I'm nowhere near that. So that right there is usually what makes a person say, I really don't want to look at this stuff because it stresses me out. Now, my thing is to say, don't be discouraged. It's a number, but it's a big number, but it's not as big as you think, not based on what we're going to do for you. And so shortfalls are uncommon. They're common in the case. And as a result, but we will show we'll show you what that's going to look like in the next year. So, as a result, we basically give some details on where their current savings are, how they're going to last compared to where they're at right now. Just as for graph purposes, again, showing things where you can see it. It creates 100% credibility in that matter. The next thing, once we now address the retirement matter, we look in that matter. Now we want to address the matter that is what keeps most of us in a position where we're constantly working check to check. And that is our debt. When it comes to debt, on average, most of us have on average anywhere between 3, I've seen as many as 9 credit cards that they pay on monthly. They have car loans, they have furniture loans, they have payday loans, they have a mortgage, or may not even have a mortgage with all these things, but they have massive debts. And some are trying to pay down debts so they can own a home. Some are trying to pay down debts so they can have some money and breathe. But the point of the matter is this is something that is very, very common in the working class, but it's also something that has been accepted by many, many people in the working class. And to me, people accepting it is kind of just because we just kind of given up. We've given up. There's no way. We don't know what to do. Just it's what it is. But here's an example here of this family here where basically there it shows that they have 2 credit cards, they have 2 car loans, and they have a home mortgage. Right now, if they do not add any more debt to their portfolio, they'll be out of debt by age 59 and 58, February 2049. And they'll pay a total of $117,000 in interest. I hate that word, paying that much money in interest. That's somebody, that's like a doctor's annual salary right there that's paid in interest over the time here. So and so basically, and then at the bottom we show what their debt to income ratio is. It's considered fair, so it's like a C grade. Our grade is to get you to an A plus by paying these debts off. And what we do is we show here again, so a person can see everything for what it is, that that what we're doing with the same amount of money is going to change their life. So we show them based off of where you're at, what you're at is going to take you 23 years, 2 months to pay these debts off. You're paying a total of $1,800 a month. What we're going to do for you is we're going to use the same $1,801 a month that you're paying, and you're going to get out of debt 11 years, 11 months, and 3 months sooner. Okay, we show them that they saved $75,000 in interest. They've avoided $41,000 in interest, and so they cut their debt in half. And then down there it says, now remember what I mentioned about the financial independence number when we're talking about the what they have to have for retirement. The $2.5 million or so. We show them, we say, now listen, that 1801, once we're paid off, most people, when they pay off their debts, they say, hey, we're happy, we're debt free. Let's go ahead and find a way to get back in debt. What my objective is saying, go ahead and go on a vacation, have some fun, congratulations. But now let's put that debt to work for you now. So if we take that same 1801, guys, and we invest that at towards a 9% rate of return, that's going to be an additional $958,000 they'll have by retirement at age 67. So imagine that, guys, that the money that you're paying in debt right now, if you were actually earning that money, you'd be putting yourself in position of millionaire status before retirement. If you're one where you're saying, you know what, I'm close to retirement or I'm in retirement age right now, hey, money is still money. Even if you're gone, the money still exists. So if you have children or you have grandchildren, what you're leaving behind is an estate. And we all know in scripture what the Bible says is that it is our job to leave an inheritance for our children's children. And that's something in this generation, in these times now, that most people kind of blow out of the water, because it's just like, I'm not leaving an inheritance, I'm leaving debt to my, to my family. But this is what we change, show them how we change as a result of getting them in the right track. Again, using the money that they already have. So now it's not a matter of let's wait till you get a second job, or let's wait till you get a raise, or let's wait till you start paying off some debt to do these things. We're doing this with what you have right now. Okay. And so the next thing that we look at in this case, which is also something that is very common when it comes to our finances, is our life insurance. Now, most of you guys, now remember what I mentioned to you before about life insurance, about the financial service industry, that I do not trust it at all. I give it a 0. These are the reasons why. Life insurance is one of those industries, and you can Google this, guys, one of those industries that I would consider is one of the most wicked in the case, because most of what these companies sell you are policies and policies formed in ways that fattens their pockets more than it will benefit you in the long run. Okay. And so if you're thinking about life insurance and saying, well, hey, you know what, I just need enough life insurance for burial, that's fine. Nothing's wrong with that. But if you are one where you own a mortgage, you have a car note that you have to pay off, you have some other debts that has to be paid off, and you have children, that are living, your $15,000 might bury you, but all of those debts that you have are now going to fall on them. They got to figure out what to do with these things. Yes, dad left me a house, but he left me a mortgage with it as well, and I can't afford this mortgage. Yes, I have a car, or yeah, he has some debts that he was paying on that now I have to start paying on in this case. And I don't think any parent who loves their children, who genuinely loves their children, would want to put their children in the position to take on their old debts. I think that if a parent had the choice, I would rather have it where when I die, everything that that I owe is paid off, and everything in addition is handed down. Okay, guys, this is how the wealthy, this is how the 1%, this is how they live their lives. This is how they set up their lives. Why do they set up their lives this way? Because they pay financial advisors to show them and work everything out and get their financial lives in order in the matter here. So as a result. So when you hear about life insurance and you say, well, yeah, I got burial coverage, but I got debt. Whoever sold you that life insurance, guys, they're not thinking about you. They don't care about you. They don't care about your family. They care about a check, because if they know that you have debts that's greater than what you're getting covered for, they know that they're leaving you in a position where your finances are going to fall on somebody else to have to take care of it. And that right there, guys, is wrong. If you truly care about people, which in the case I truly care about people, I let people know the matter and ask them the question: what are we going to do about these debts that you currently owe? And you say, I would, if there's a way to get rid of these debts and pay these off, would you want to do that? Yes, I would want to do that. We may find some people who just don't care, but 99.9% of the people, or at least the people all I've talked to, don't qualify in that place. They all care about their families and they want to do something to help their family. But most of them are at a condition and saying, I don't know what to do, or I'm not in a position to do it. My matter is if I can show you a way to be able to get this done that eliminates those hurdles, would you be willing to look into it? And for those who say yes, that care about their family, yes, I'd be willing to look into it. And so here's, guys, what I show an example for what they have as far as life insurance needs. And that I show them where they stand based on their analysis and how much money they actually need. You know, if they say I want to provide at least 10 years of income for my family to get them on keep them on the track of what our actual plans were prior to my demise, to get them going, whether that was for school, whatever that is. I want to keep that going. And so I want to have incoming asset protection prepared and being able to do that. Okay. And then as a result, we show them how we are able to do that, but we also show them how we're able to do that by getting them something cheaper than what they already have. And so as a result, one of the things we look at is, whether you have people that may have whole life policies, variable life, universal life policies that are out here paying an arm and a leg for a very small portion of a death benefit. We're showing them that we can get you what you need, that to cover your assets and to cover your income for even cheaper than what you would be getting if you were with the current policy that you have. Now, of course, if we can't beat it, then hey, consider it. You have a great policy, keep what you have, and we'll work through it there. But this is an example of this couple here with the current policy they have, and then what they need and what we can get them. So the husband has $100,000 on himself. The wife has $75,000 on herself. That income is only going to last them 4 years. They're at a huge shortfall in comparison to the debts that they have. We show them that based on their debts, the husband needs $269,000. The wife, she needs $230,000. That's going to be 10 years of income that'll provide in case one of their demise. And we're showing that we can get them that for $155. So almost we're talking about $80 cheaper than what they're paying right now. And then the objective is this: what do we do with the $80? What is the purpose for the $80 savings? Well, that purpose goes into the matter of what we talk about on investments. The objective of our company, our term is called buy term and invest the difference. And so what we do is we save people on insurance by getting them cheaper, giving them better quality insurance for a cheaper price. And we utilize the savings that they have that goes towards investments. And I showed you a little bit of how that works when you have when you have your debts going towards that. Guys, I've done this on multiple accounts with investment calculators, showing people that $75 a month at a 9% rate of return for 30 years puts you at almost $300,000, guys. Way more than if that $75 was going towards a whole life policy generating cash value where the cash value matures at the benefit of the whole life policy. And we're not even talking about if you have to borrow off of it and then pay back or just subtract it or any of these things here. These are all of the things that comes with those there. And my question to you is, would you rather have your own money that's actually yours, or would you rather be in a position where you're loaning money that's not yours? And in this case, spending the same amount of money. Think about that, okay? Because these are the things that are out here that we have, and that's going to determine what things are going to look like in the future based on our decisions. Now, of course, the people that are offering these kind of products, guys, are not going to tell you any of these things because for most these companies, when it comes to term insurance and how they promote it, they make it really crappy so that it makes their other policies look better and more interesting and engaging, so that they can fatten their pockets with greater commissions. Again, guys, it's not right. For what I see in this case here, I take on the character like Sister Yvonne was mentioning with the story of Joseph, is one where I put integrity first, and I see it as that the needs of the people come priority before mine. And I've seen it as well that when you put the needs of the people first, your needs will get taken care of, hands down. And so, as a result, that's the objective there. So, basically, I'm going to show. I'm just going to skip down to here, and this is kind of to go into the objective of what I talk about of how we do insurance with people. And it's called the theory of decreasing responsibility. And what this means is that when you're a younger couple, you have young kids, you really don't have assets developed at that point. You're working. And so the only asset in this case is going to be you and your spouse. And in this case here. And so getting the insurance coverage you need when you're younger to protect your family in case of an untimely demise is essential. But now, when it comes to that savings, when we're saving that money, the savings from these other products out here that don't benefit you, over time, those savings begin to grow to where over time, and by the time you hit retirement, the insurance that you have that you're paying monthly on, you don't necessarily even need anymore. Now you're self-insured. So for the person that says, hey, I don't want to pay $100 a month, I'd rather that $100 now be something I can add towards my investing. I can now do that. I'm self-insured. I have over 6 figures in tangible assets. I got more than enough to be able to bury me and to be able to give to my children and my grandchildren going forward. Okay. These are all the things, guys, that those of upper working class and wealthier class, they understand. And these are the things that they do. Okay. We hear the stories, the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. These are one of the reasons why. And they have advisors showing them how they can do this, teaching them how to do this, and positioning them how to do this in a manner so that they can do this. As a result, if I were to say, guys, what role would I be considered to you if you wanted to relate it to someone? And in the case that we all see, you can consider, I would relate myself to being like a doctor. Okay. When we go see a doctor, you can be in the best bill of health, but what is the benefit of seeing the doctor? Them giving you a checkup and just checking out to see everything's good. And if you're in the best bill of health, what's the story now? You come back with them telling you, hey, everything is great. Keep up the good work. Okay. But now let's say you go in and, and they find some things that you weren't aware of. You're eating well, you're doing well, but you just weren't aware of. They're able to tell you. And what are they going to do? They're going to say, hey, this is not good. This is not healthy. This does not align with your goals and dreams or the things that you want to fulfill. We need to fix this. And it is just their job there to help you fix this from that point in that matter there. Okay. And so that's my role in this case when it comes to finance. You can kind of call me like the financial doctor. If you're in a good financial position and say, hey, I'm well, I balance my money well, I'm not in debt, I'm doing this and that, that's amazing. That is awesome. Okay. But just like the doctor would say to the person who has a clean bill of health, don't ignore going to see a doctor because you exercise and you eat right daily. Okay. You still want to get one. There's still things that a doctor knows and understands that you can't learn on Wikipedia or reading some of these books out here. Okay. You want to get in front of a professional to get confirmation. And so I say the same thing for all those that are out there when it comes to the financial needs analysis. If you're saying to yourself, my finances are good. I'm pretty good right now. I don't need anything. That sounds like the person who says I exercise, I eat right. I don't need to go see the doctor. What are you running from? What are you hiding from? Okay. Going to see a doctor is to get confirmation. And so when you go and when people sit down and we look at things, I can give them confirmation to say, hey, everything is great. Did you know this? I can even show them things that they weren't even aware of that they're getting benefits of. Okay. It's a win-win situation. And I get it because we live in a world and in this industry where everybody is out here to sell and to sell you on things that they want you to have. People can get a little afraid and concerned about these things and weary about these things. But in the case when it comes to what I do, that's not the case. My objective is giving people exactly what they need and helping them where they're at. The Most High God that is in my life is my provider. And it is my mission to do what he's telling me to do, how he tells me to do that. And so one of the things I'm just going to jump to a couple of other pages here. When it comes to our getting our finances in order, one of the things that we lack in addition to having proper insurance coverage is what I call an emergency fund. Now, some of you guys may have an emergency fund or what we just call emergency savings. And if you have these emergency savings, the question is, how much do you have? Well, my matter would be is to say, my matter would be is to say you want to have at least 3 to 6 months living expenses in an emergency fund. Okay. What does that look like? It's whatever my living expenses are, I want to be able to have that saved up, set aside in a fund to where in case of an emergency, something happens, I blow a tire, my radiator went out, I had some kind of issue that came from left field that life always loves to introduce at the wrong time in the wrong place. I can go ahead and take care of this without there being any issues of having to take money away from my assets, taking money away from anything else or my retirement, and in this case, and continue to keep on with my day-to-day. And it's my job, as it is my commitment to teach you and train you on financial development, to teach you concepts like paying yourself first that is going to help you establish and put money set aside to build that emergency fund. Because you might be saying to yourself, well, yeah, man, I don't have enough money to build that. But in the way that we're doing things, we create the money for you to be able to do that. And then now you have, and what we do is we now have everything in line so that you have a solid financial house. Okay. So here, these are emergency fund results showing them that basically they want to have $4,500 set aside in an emergency fund. And basically they want to have in order to accumulate that, they have to set aside $106 a month in order to accumulate that. If they want to have that done at the time that they want to do it, which is, let's say, if it's 1 year or so, in this case, 1 year, 6 months. If they're saying I'm only setting aside $50, well, you're not going to have what you want, your goal, in the time that you say that you want to meet it. This is what you need to have in order to meet it. But guess what? We're going to show you how we're going to get you what you need to have so that you can get that. Okay. No compromises. And then lastly, let's see what I want to do here. A few things I want to basically look at. Let me see. What we have is an emergency shortfall and showing this. So let's go to the next page here. I'm trying to get it just go straight to the next page. It keeps going off, but and then I'll be wrapping up on this right now. Oop, okay, actually, which one am I on? Okay, I thought I was on there. You know what? All right, let's try this. So let's move over to the next thing here. What we talk about when it comes to the financial house, and that is what I like to call the roof of our financial house, guys. Most of us in the working class, when it comes to legal protection, we live without it. Think of legal protection is like driving your car without a seatbelt. Okay. Worse than that, legal protection is like driving your car without a seatbelt and without doors and trying to get around, hoping that you're going to get, hoping and praying that nothing ever happens to you. Guys, we all know that accidents happen, okay? And being in a safe and secure car is with a seatbelt wrapped around us is something that is really, really essential and great to happen. Just taking it from the left, just on the left field last Wednesday, a day after I was on the call last week, I actually got into a car accident, and it was a pretty bad car accident. But thanks to being in my car, thanks to me having my seatbelt on, I was discharged from the hospital 2 hours later. Okay, and so all due to protection. And so when it comes to legal protection, guys, this is something that that benefits us in the sense when something happens in the case, whether somebody mowed your lawn and they messed up and basically you want to get your recompense for what they did, or you got a traffic ticket and they treated you poorly in this account, or in the bigger sense, you having a protection to you for your assets. Okay. The last thing that you ever want is for all of that money that you've worked to build up and to accumulate for your family is now money that is now decided by probate on who it goes to. That's the worst thing to do to ever feel like. And in this case here. And the other thing that's bad is when you have these resources and you do not have this protection, it causes your family, your children, or your grandchildren to cause them to start fighting one another, because everyone then begins to determine who should have what and who should get what based on what they were doing with you. The benefit of having a and determine how you want your assets to be divided amongst your family, how and when. You may be saying they can have this, but they have to obtain and do A, B, and C in order to get it. You have the ability in doing that, and you want to have the ability in doing that. I don't think anybody ever wants for their assets and their resources to be put into the wrong hands and to get destroyed or damaged in any source in the matter. So legal protection is a non-negotiable, guys. Having a living will and trust is a non-negotiable. And we have a legal protection plan that we offer all of our clients, that I offer it on side with insurance for just $29 a month, non-contract, where you can from there have access to any attorneys for any questions that you have, whether with any legal matters in the case, but you also have access to writing a free living will and trust. That's a $500 to $5,000 product that that most people would have to go through, which is why most people don't get it. But getting it for free, or hey, spending $29 so that I can get that written up and stuff so that myself is protected, why not? And if it's money that is being found for me, why not? And so, and as a result, and then the last thing that I want to show you guys is going to our expenses. We all have living expenses, whether that's utilities. Actually, I'm looking at the wrong one here. Let me see. Actually, you know what? I don't have that on this one here. So across that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to close this out, guys, for now. And give me 1 second to get this to be closed out. Yep, all right. For now, basically, because I know we're above time right now. And just to sharing you guys, for what you guys are seeing, that what this looks like and what we do for people, this is something that is very detailed. It is to the point, and it's personalized to each person according to their circumstances, and it's 100% secure and confidential. So it's never a matter where you got to worry about people knowing your stuff. Anything that is done is between me and that client. I am legally bound by that as well. So I just want to say, guys, I want to thank you for your time. Forgive me for going over a little bit. I just recognized the time. And as a result, Dr. Derek, I want to give this to you to open up for anyone who has any questions. My say is, if you are interested in a free financial GPS, financial needs analysis, please put your information, your phone number, and a best time to contact for maybe 10, 15 minutes in the chat where I can reach out to you, and we can set up a time going forward from there and getting your financial future into the right, proper trajectory that I know that you would want it to go. Thank you again.
All right. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you very much, King Tim. Really appreciate, really appreciate. And I can see already you have Queen Rosanna. Over to you, Queen Rosanna.
Yes, sir. Good evening, King, Queens, and brothers and sisters. Greetings. We are glad to be here again. And as Professor Ferguson says, he was educating us about financial freedom. And, at the same time as he was saying, we have to be careful where we go also. That's what he was trying to tell us also, because there is I have a situation where we invested some money and we invested it for 7 years locked in. And after the 7 years, there was no interest on it. The money was just sitting there. Think about 7 years, your money is sitting there, and no interest, nothing. And I'm talking about something like $25,000. And there was an agent who claims that they invested the money for us also. And what the agent did, you know, nothing for us more than put it into a plan and leave it there for 7 years. That's all they did. Nothing. We had to pay out instead. When we're ready to pull it out, we have to pay out to pull it out, pay taxes on it to pull it out, than, earning any interest on it. So I just want to let you guys know that, okay?
Mercy, mercy. All right. Hey, that is cold. Any thoughts on that, King Tim?
Yes, yes. Thank you, Sister Rosanna. Yes, this is one of the things that is, I would could say, is a common crime in the financial industry when it comes with people's money. Like I say, it is especially with when it comes to individuals who are older in retirement age, they get taken advantage of, and by the means of somebody talking to them, telling them what they need to do. But where the advantage comes in is that they do not educate. So, like in the case with what Sister Rosanna was talking about, is you have somebody telling them to put their money in it, but now what did you put your money into? What is the expected rate of return? What is it supposed to do? And if you're left in a place where you're like, I don't know any of the things that it's supposed to be doing, this is just what they said they were doing, that right there is the problem and indicate right there that shows you the lack of integrity that the person has. Because it's not about you asking the questions and saying, I need to know and understand all of these things. It should be on the representative educating you and clarifying you, giving you a full detail of what this is, what it's doing, what are the ins and outs of it, what are the challenges to look out for, all of the things, so there's no question without a doubt that you know what you're in, and you have full expectations of what to expect, both good and bad. And as a result, like I said, a lot of people do not care to spend time educating people and explaining these things. What product was that in? If you're in a question, it's like, I think it was this. That's not a good answer, not by you, but based on the person that were working with. If they didn't clarify to you for you to know like the back of your hand what you're getting into, they did something wrong. And guys, there's an epidemic of this. This is common. So anybody who's ever, I tell people all the time who have given me stories about how they have been treated in dealing with their finances and investments. I tell them, I said, this is not personal to you. So I don't want you to feel bad. I don't want you to feel guilty, or in any case in the matter, you were mistreated. And this is not something that is uncommon. Lots of people have had experiences and situations relative and even worse than what you're experiencing right now. Again, because of this industry, that is an industry that, again, I do not trust one bit. And it's one of that is one of those very reasons why. So my objective is with all of my clients, I take baby steps with every one of my clients. I don't move forward unless they're moving side by side with me. Every single one of my clients, they know exactly what we're doing. They know all the ins and outs of what we're getting into. Anything that I recommend are all based on their personal financial considerations and non-financial considerations. Both very, very important. If there's anything that they want to do that they desire to do on their own term, I can tell them I don't recommend it. I can't make you not do anything, but I can also I can let you know exactly what this is and getting into it. And do you want to take that risk? What a person wants to do is whatever it is. But the one thing for sure is this is what I do. And so as a result, guys, it is very, very, very critical of who you work with, not just what you're working with, in this industry. Integrity is very, very huge. Client relationship is a non-negotiable in being established when working with people in this case. And these are all things that I work to do so that there is not going to be any issues in the case. And like I said, educating my clients, showing them on paper, so there's no matter where. I don't want you to even take my word for it in this case, but that you see it and you understand it with common sense, as you understand all the other things that you have common sense in and that have been successful in. So that's my that's
Okay.
my take.
I have a comment I would like to make, Brother Timothy.
Sure.
So I don't understand what the point of that would be with Queen Rosanna, because okay, so it's put in an instrument of some sort and it just sits there. That doesn't make any sense. And don't they have to? Isn't there some sort of reporting that has to be done 7 years? She said, or whatever, and it's malfeasance. Isn't there? It's like a crime. I don't understand.
So what it sounds like, what it sounds like is what Queen Rosanna was had. It
Business
sounds
and
like
stuff
she had
what
her
to
money
do.
put into an annuity, and
Mhm.
annuities are basically something that are fit for
You don't know
elder
about that. Wrong no
individuals
America.
as something to get
Wrong
in
no America.
exchange for life insurance.
Who is talking, Doctor Timothy? Are you talking or no?
Yes, can you hear me?
Okay. Yes. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Yeah, annuities are something that are offered to elders in exchange of them getting life insurance plans.
Yes. Yes. I
And
know that, Brother Timothy. I know that,
yeah,
but
so but
still.
that what that and so what she had, I don't know exactly the details of that matter there, but depending on the type of plan, whether it's a fixed annuity or not, isn't in the case, is what they have. But I'd have to see all the details of what's said
Mhm.
in this case. But yeah, it does not make sense for you to put your money in something and for it not to grow. Or if it could have been a variable annuity and it didn't, it went up, but then the market went down. I don't know. I'd have to look at the details of it.
Oh, okay.
But
All right.
my main
Yes.
point in the matter is that for her in this case, she should know all the details of what her money is in. She should have expectations of what it's supposed to do. She
Of
should be able to
course.
explain
Of
all these
course.
things.
Of
And
course.
it's not on her that she doesn't know, it's on the person who sold her that product. And that's the problem right there.
Yeah.
And what they, and especially dealing with individuals who are older, they don't take the time to explain these things. They just say, hey, you need to do this, you need to do that, and blah 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 blah, and that's it. My objective
Mm.
is educating you, explaining these things. If you have questions, you get understanding in these matters of yours. And I'm not going to move until you are confirmed and in the matter that, okay, I understand and this is what I want to do. And then of course, my thing is I'm not going to recommend to you anything that is not going to be in the best interest for you. So and that's a thing. And again, that's not something that's common, that's unique. That's something that I have because of what I care about when it comes to how I see how people are treated in this industry. I have family who have been cheated. I have people who have been that I've recognized, and it burns my stomach from the stories that I've heard. And so my objective is knowing what went on and saying and explaining to them what went on, and then saying, I don't want you to ever have to go through something like that again. And so, I take it from there and working with them.
All right. Thank you.
All right, wonderful. Thank you very much, King Tim. Really appreciate. And so at this time, I am not seeing any hands, and everyone seemed to be okay so far. All right, so wonderful. Thank you very much, King Tim and Queen Yvonne. So at this time, we're just going to ask Queen Yvonne to just give us our final word.
Noted. Thank you, Dr. Derek. I will close now. So it's just, I'm going to close with just an observation. It's about the topic, obviously, excellence, right? People might tease you about being a stickler for high standards, but when it comes to choosing a service, like Brother Timothy here, that is exactly what we want: high standards. In other words, we want excellence. And while the term stickler for high standards might sometimes have a negative connotation in casual conversations, in a professional context, it translates directly to a demand for excellence and quality of service. People rarely seek out mediocrity when they're paying for expertise or assistance, do they? When individuals are looking for services, whether it's medical care, home repairs, financial advice, or a simple haircut, they want the assurance that the provider will deliver the highest level of competence, reliability, and results. These are the very qualities that define high standards, and they are essential for building trust and ensuring customer satisfaction. Ultimately, the drive for high standards is about delivering value and earning confidence, which is exactly what discerning customers are looking for. In other words, they and we want the evidence for excellence. Thank you, Dr. Derek. I am done.
All right, wonderful. Thank you very much, Queen Yvonne Finn. And as I said, if you want to hear her again um, this week, tomorrow, as
Tomorrow.
early as tomorrow, right?
Yes.
1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time,
Yes.
one global movement.
Thank you.
And so at this time, King Tim, could you give us your closing?
Yes, thank you, Dr. Derek. And again, thank you again, Sister Yvonne. Um,
Thank you.
my close, what I have is I hope that everyone who is on this call, who are on YouTube, who understand this. I hope everyone takes the time to really think about their personal life, their financial lives, and challenge themselves. In the matters. Ask yourself the questions. What do I want to fulfill? And how important is it that I am to fulfill these? Whether these are matters that have to do with security and safety, or just fulfilling goals and dreams. And I want everyone to think that all of the thoughts that you may have in your mind or feelings that you have that come up that shoots these things down and saying, I don't know, it's too late, it's impossible, or anything, to remove those things. Okay. As long as you're living and breathing, it is very much possible. And the principles of what we apply and being able to do these things are very, very simple as well. And so I say, not to let doubt be a blocker that prevents your future, which is still based on decisions that we make today, to be something that hinders that, to where tomorrow, the next year, and the years after that are considerable matters that look considerable to how things look today, if not worse. And so I take that with you guys. I want to tell you, I'm here for you guys. Um, um, Dr. Derek, if you would like, you can put my number in the chat. But for anyone else, like I said, who's interested and would like to talk to me, give me a time when you'd be there, you're available, and I can contact you. I know I'm very busy, and I respect other people's time as well. But it is my heart and my desire to truly help people in these areas. And so, thank you again.
Thank you, brother.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you very much, King Tim. And your contact information is in the description on the varied YouTube platforms, and it's on the flyer. So just look on the flyer; it's there. The website is there. His email, his telephone number, and
Yes.
his name. So everything is there. All right. So just
Mhm.
reach out, reach out, reach out. Thank you very much, Queen Yvonne and King Tim. Really
Thank you.
appreciate this evening. And those on YouTube, those are that are here, thank you very, very, very much. Really appreciate it. Another deep dive, globally changing lives. And so we are going to wrap it up once again for another wonderful program. And as I said, his contact information is on the flyer and it's also in the description, so you can get it. So Wednesday, tomorrow, it will be the Yvonne duo. That is Queen Dr. Yvonne and Queen Yvonne Finn, 1 p.m. Eastern
Yes.
Standard Time,
Mhm.
and Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Thank you.
I am not sure about Old Passion on Thursday morning. I think they are
Mm-mm.
still rolling the show, or maybe they
Mhm.
are okay. No, no. All
No.
right. Don't think Old Passion is rolling the show. Maybe they take a holiday break. All
Mhm.
right. And then Thursday again, it will be deep dive, globally changing lives. Sunday, right? We
Yeah.
moving to
Dream
gear
team.
again with Dream Team, right? And I think it is Kanla, Queen
Yes.
Kanla Rahel. That is Sunday,
Mhm.
and then Monday it's Mindset Monday with my wife, wonderful, lovely lady, Queen
Miriam.
Miriam Granville Edwards Clark. Okay, so thank you all very much, and of course we're going to wrap things up with after party. Um, so, but we're going to close YouTube. So those on YouTube, thank you very much. And remember, in the description, Tim, King Tim information is in the description. It's right there. So you can just click on it. All right. I see. It seems as if we're going to have to jump off and as I see, look like my wife is heading up the road there on the okay. All right. So so thank you all very much. Really appreciate and take best care. And we are going to get into the after party. That first.